Think about that one specific person you know. No Instagram posts, no TikToks, zero stories. They are completely digitally invisible. And when you ask them why, they just kind of brush it off, right? They say, "Oh, I just keep my life private." You nod along. Sure. But somewhere in the back of your mind, a question starts to form.
Okay, let's dive into this. What are they actually hiding? Are these non-posters secretly depressed? Are they just deeply, deeply introverted? Or do they know a massive secret that the rest of us just haven't figured out yet? Because the truth is, not posting isn't an accident. It is a very intentional, highly specific choice.
You've got the endless scroller versus the ghost account. Most of us are out here endlessly curating our digital lives, constantly feeding the algorithm. But those silent observers, they actually operate on a fundamentally different, highly evolved psychological framework. But here's the catch. To truly understand the ghost account, we have to take a hard look in the mirror first.
Section 1. The Impression Management Trap, or Why We Actually Post.
Before we can decode their silence, we really have to face a pretty uncomfortable truth about our own daily habits. It all comes down to impression management. And this brilliantly illustrates the deeply human need to control exactly how other people perceive us. A major study in the journal Computers and Human Behavior actually confirms this. It shows that every single photo, every caption, every little 24-hour story we put up is a carefully constructed signal. We're literally demanding the world see us in a specific way.
We're not just sharing moments anymore. We are curating an identity. We're desperately seeking proof that we exist and that our existence actually matters to other people. Which brings us to a massive psychological cliffhanger. What actually happens in the minds of people who look at this entire digital validation system and just completely opt out?
Section 2. 3 Profiles of Silence. Unlocking the Psychological Framework.
In this explainer, we're going to unlock the exact framework of the non-poster, and it breaks down into 3 very distinct psychological profiles. Profile 1 is all about a high need for privacy. For them, sharing feels like exposure to an unearned audience. These individuals have incredibly rigid boundaries around their inner world. By the way, this mindset is exactly why tools like privacy-first browsers, data blockers, and VPNs are absolutely exploding in popularity right now. These people know their vacation was meaningful. They felt the sun on their face, they tasted the amazing food. They simply do not need 300 likes to confirm that their experience was actually real.
Then we have Profile 2, which is driven by a fear of judgment. For this group, the vulnerability of sharing feels like a genuine, literal threat. This is heavily rooted in social anxiety. It's not necessarily that they don't want to share, it's just that the act of sharing means being evaluated. What if nobody responds? What if people judge the outfit or the location? Public rejection is a risk their nervous system is simply not willing to take. So they watch, they consume, but they stay permanently silent.
Now, what's really interesting about this next one is Profile 3, Autonomy from Validation, meeting fundamental needs for competence, connection, and connection entirely offline. Guys, this is the most psychologically evolved group of all. They're driven by something called self-determination theory. Basically, humans have these hardwired needs for competence, connection, and autonomy. But while the masses are out there using social media for cheap, instant validation, this group builds their competence offline. They do it through deep work, real-world hobbies, investing in premium skill courses, and sticking to physical journaling habits. They have a rock-solid, stable internal identity. So they simply do not require an audience to feel connected.
Let's move to Section 3. The Offline Psychological Advantage and what the data reveals.
Transitioning from these behavioral profiles into the hard clinical research reveals something absolutely incredible. 10 minutes. That is the magic number. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania dramatically revealed that capping your social media use to just 10 minutes a day creates a massive, measurable psychological shift.
And the results? A significant drop in loneliness, reduced depression, lower rates of social comparison, decreased feelings of envy. It turns out passive consumption actively hurts your well-being. But the non-poster, their total absence of constant comparison is quietly protecting their mental health in ways they probably don't even fully realize themselves.
Section 4. The Radical Act of Privacy. Self-preservation in a performative world.
We live in an era where the pressure to constantly perform your life online has literally never been higher. People are photographing their food before they even take a bite. Entire holidays are playing around aesthetic photo opportunities. Moments are just experienced through a glowing screen rather than our actual physical human senses. But the silent scroller holds an incredibly powerful mindset. This moment is mine. I don't need your validation to know that my life has value.
So the crucial point is that choosing not to post is rapidly becoming the ultimate act of psychological self-preservation. It is incredibly empowering, and it challenges every single one of us to deeply rethink our own screen time and our relentless need for an audience.
A life lived fully does not need an audience. The people who don't post aren't missing out on anything. As the research clearly supports, they've actually already figured out what the rest of us are still trying to learn. So the next time you reach for your phone to document a perfect moment, ask yourself, are you capturing this for you, or are you just trying to prove to everyone else that you exist? If this explainer changed how you view your social media habits, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into human psychology. Let me know in the comments below, are you a scroller or are you a ghost? See you in the next one.